We're continuing our coverage here at Total Wealth Symposium, and I haven't seen our next guest. It's been too long. Frank Trotter. He's the Executive Vice President for EverBank, somewhat of a pioneer in the banking world. Good to have you back on.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, you're a speaker here at the conference, so I'm happy I caught up with you. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about the sentiment you're feeling at this conference. It's about wealth preservation. People are coming here. They want to know, how do they protect their wealth?
Sure.
What are you sensing?
Well, I think, at any total wealth conference, there's a certain concern about, whether government or market or just personal issues. Right. And so, it's a little uncertain this time around. It's not as negative as we've seen in the past. We've certainly had periods where there's been more doom and gloom. But I think people are just concerned. The market's been up for a number of years, and that's great for people. But, they're just wondering, when is this all going to end?
Right. And next week could provide some answers. We have the big Fed meeting. What do you think will come of it? How do you see it playing out here?
Well, the Fed's been the only story in town now for almost 2 years. And it's, for us, kind of a light story. It is engaging the markets, but at the same time, it really hasn't had the effect that the Fed has wanted it to have. You think about Japan, who's done essentially the same policy for 25 years now, and you probably have to say it's a failure. The Fed here boosted asset prices, stock prices are up, interest rates are down, so nobody's interested in holding fixed income. Our view is they probably won't raise rates. There's enough negative or flat data. We had some employment numbers this morning. We had consumer retail sales this morning. Not all that great. Right. So we would tend to think they're unlikely to raise rates.
Included. Also,
certainly for September. We'll see where it works out. Everybody thought it was going to be June for sure.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
And now everybody thought it was going to be September for sure. Our original view coming in was that there might be 0 rate rises in 2016. So far, that's correct in a way. December rate rise, of course, being the big market mover. So we think they'll probably hold off in September, get past the election, see what the economy's doing, and then take another shot at it.
And my lead-in now is, and this will impact gold how? How do you see gold in this environment?
Well, both gold and the foreign currencies have held in there very well. If you think about gold had the drop several years ago from the high numbers, but it hasn't gone to 800 as many people predicted. It hasn't gone to 500 as even fewer predicted. It's kind of held in the $1,100 to $1,300 range. At some point, we think it's going to start moving back up, just like we think many of the other currencies will start moving back up. The U.S. dollar has not strengthened appreciably this year, so they're kind of corollaries.
Well, if you think there won't be a Fed rate hike, then that makes sense that you see gold heading higher.
I do, and I think also that with or without a rate hike, I think maybe it'll have a little drop when that occurs, but then it'll pick back up again, because I think people view the U.S. as kind of running out of gas in terms of the stimulus possibility.
Who do you think would bode well for gold, Trump or Clinton? People love this question.
There's a great story for both of them, isn't it?
Really?
Because Trump, is anti-trade, all these other things. He's yelling at GM or Ford today for moving a factory to Mexico. Well, got to do it if you're going to keep going. That would bode well for me to gold. On the other hand, Clinton is expected to continue more or less the same policy set. Probably extend that, so that tends to make me think that it's kind of a rosy picture either way. I kind of like it.
So you like gold,
and I buy it,
and then you buy it. What else are you liking in this environment?
In this environment, we do like the currencies. We've had a 3 or 4 year strong dollar period. It pretty much came to a close in January. And all year long, it's just slightly declined. We think the currencies are going to do well.
Frank Trotter of EverBank, thank you so much for stopping by. It's been too long, so let's catch up soon.
Do it again soon.
Absolutely. And best of luck in this environment. We'll see what happens. And thanks for watching our coverage here from Total Wealth Symposium. We'll have much more for you on Kitco.com, so be sure to stay tuned.